Thank you, Chairman. First off, I want to thank each of you for being here. Thank you for caring about our servicemen and women and their families, and thank you for what you try to do every day. I could just give you a couple of experiences I had. I was in the Navy and got out. Do you think anybody before talked to me about what I was going to do afterwards? You think anybody ever called me afterwards? Nobody, ever. Never, nobody ever. In 2011, I became governor of Florida. And right after I won the election, I welcomed some National Guard members back from overseas, and 30% unemployment. Now, unemployment was bad at the time, but 30% unemployment. And their experiences, nobody was talking to them about how to get a job. So we put a lot of effort in our state, into one, making sure people could get a job, and then a variety of other issues. We also had a state agency that just did veteran affairs. And the thing that surprised me the most, there was no coordination with the federal government. I mean, like none. They wouldn't give us any information on who was getting out. And so, I mean, there's a big opportunity to help our families. And so my goal as governor was to make Florida the place where you wanted to serve. And number two is make the place where you wanted to retire. So, and we did a variety of things. And I've been up here 5 years, and I'm really proud of the things that the Armed Services Committee has done. The 2019 NDA established programs for counseling pathways, for self-assessments, for individualized initial counseling, tier assignments that reflect the servicemen members' transition preparedness, revised curriculum, and improvement to the transition assistance program. There's a lot of, I think this Armed Services Committee has done a lot of good things. But we're here, in my state, there's a lot of news from our veteran services organizations and also from the GAO report in 2022 that indicates it's not working the way it should. And I know we had a meeting yesterday, and you're absolutely committed to getting this done. So, but the GAO said that 90% of transition troops participated, but 1/4 did not even attend a mandatory 2-day class. So there has to be a lot of things to make that happen. Florida's home we got 21 military bases, 3 unified commands. I always think it's the best place to serve, but I think there's a lot of opportunities that we have to make it better. So here, let me get to my questions. We did everything we could. We waived every fee for spouses. Probably one of the biggest things we did was parents that had a child in the Medicaid need to have a Medicaid waiver. They go to the bottom of the list mostly, and we changed it to they went to the top of the list. That changed people's lives a lot. So can any of you talk to me about how you work with your state counterparts? Because I assume most states have what I had. There's a state agency, and how do you work with them now?
Yeah, thank you, Senator, for that question. And I have to say, you have an excellent veteran leader and advocate in Hammer Hartzell, who is the lead of the State Department of Veterans Affairs in Florida. Yeah. It seems like every time we have an engagement, he is there. We actively work with all of the state departments of Veterans Affairs through the NASVA program. And one of the things that we're doing through the upgrade to our VA TAP curriculum is we're including at the end of our day for the last 45 to 60 minutes a portion of the day where accredited VSOs and state departments of Veterans Affairs can directly engage with transitioning service members, because we know that personal relationship is important. That when veterans go home, they're provided with 200 pages of material on VA benefits and healthcare alone. There are a lot of questions, and they have incredible advocates in both accredited VSOs and state and local government who are there and whose sole purpose is to help connect them to those earned benefits. So we actively work with them. We actively seek input and feedback on our programs. I get feedback from Hammer personally when something's not going well, or he wants to say, hey, your staff did a great job, you should recognize them. And so it's a really important part of our operating model, and they're really valued partners.
Thanks for what you guys are doing.
Senator